Hi guys, how you doing? So today we're going to be taking a look at the Fractal Design Define 7 and the Define 7 Compact. Right, so this video today is going to take a look at the cases side by side. I'm going to tell you what I like, what I don't like. There are some really good things on both cases, I'm not going to lie, they're fantastic to be honest. I've also got some thermal results and I'll share those with you later on. Right, so if we look at the front of the cases, they're very similar, the dimensions are different, but that's kind of a given, you can just see that for yourself. But to be honest, you're going to be using the cases for different things. So this is going to be a typical build in the compact with your ATX motherboard, your standard, say 31, 32 centimeter graphics card, and some nice tidy systems. In the full size version, so the Define 7, you're going to be looking to do a custom loop in there. There's plenty of room for all of that. Just for this kind of a build, it's probably a little bit overkill. One of the reasons why I actually went for this case, not only because I really liked the compact, was because I wanted a 360 radiator in the roof. But yeah, so it looks really nice. It's got obviously the updated logo for Fractal, which is very nice. The front cutouts here, so if you want to mount your radiator there, then it's two sections, and I'll pop a couple of pictures up on the screen, and obviously it's the same over there. So I'll also pop up on the screen the dimensions of the case, the fan configurations that you're going to have, and obviously the AIOs. The one drawback, if I'm honest, about this case is that it only supports a 240mm AIO in the roof. I believe you can get two 140 fans, but I like to put the AIOs in the roof. So yes, that's the only thing I really dislike about the front of the case of this one. But yeah, really nice looking, if I do say so myself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip them around and we'll have a look at the front. Right, so as you can see, the front of the cases, they look very similar. This is obviously wider, and it definitely helps with cable management, which we'll look at later on. This is a pull-off, and I'll do that in a moment. And then over here, we have a nice door, which is really nice. I like that. So what you can do as well is it's got hinges here, a couple of screws on each, and then you can put it on the other side, so it opens this way. Obviously to your preference, and this obviously later on as well you can use to help when you've got heavy workloads, you can let a little bit more air into the system, so it's really nice. So let me pop the front off here. So if you look at the filters, you can see obviously the footprint of the cases are completely different. So a nice little pull there. And obviously you've got plenty of room in there to get your fans. Currently two 140s. And if we take this filter out, you can see there I've got three 140s in at the moment, so that's really nice. So up here it's got the 5.25 drive, which is really nice. So if you want to put a Blu-ray or a fan control or something like that, then you can do that. You obviously will sacrifice some radiator support. Also, I'm going to pop up on the screen the side bits of these cases. Now the Define 7 has an open air channels on the side, and then it has the filter at the front. This filter isn't great. I don't know why they've got all these bars in, because I think that restricts airflow a little bit, but that's what they've done. And then on the compact, it's got a mesh along the side. Which one's better? Who knows? If I'm honest, I think they could have kept with the Define C and had clear air channels and then a straight mesh at the front. So with this one, you probably get some mesh filters in there yourself and do a custom one instead of this, because it's not great, to be honest. But that's for you to decide. So that's the front of the case, and I'm going to turn them round. Right guys, so we're at the back of the case now. Both of them have this quick release. So just quickly pop it there and it comes off. It's got a hinge bracket down the bottom which just slots in, so that's all very handy. Okay, so I did a video previously where I compared the Define C with the Compact, and I did have a huge criticism of the lack of cable management in this case. I have gone at it again, and I've probably made it the best it can be, if I'm honest. It's all very tightly packed in there, and the pressure that builds here to pop the door off is definitely lessened. However, you really want probably a centimetre more play in here because it's not great, and that's the real Achilles heel of this case, I think. So it's not obviously, so not only the top mounted radiator support isn't great, it's just the cable management isn't fantastic. However, a couple of SSDs there, and you've got 2 hard drives that you can stick in the bottom there, so it's enough, and it's not the worst, should we say. Now on the full size version, completely different story. You've got an abundance of room. It's too much room, to be honest. You could probably nick a little bit off this and put it in there, and that'd be brilliant. So I really like it. In the box you get 4 hard drive caddies which you can place wherever you want, up here, and probably when we look inside down the bottom. A couple of SSDs, loads of room, as I said, to route cables. You get a couple of fan hubs as well. Over here we've got 2, 4, 6. We've got 6 3 pins, and we've got support for four pins over here, and they just go into the SATA. So what I really like as well is down the bottom here is this hide away. It hides stuff away, but is it really necessary? No, but it's nice. Okay, so in there is you've got 2 hard drives. You've got room for, like I said, probably putting another one down there. Any size power supply is going to fit in there. So if you've got like a beefy 1600 watt, no problem at all. So it's really, really nice. I do like that. So if we pop the back doors on in a Michael Caine voice, but I won't do that. With this, you need to kind of make sure the corners, or the ends, sorry, are in first. Otherwise, it's a bit of a pain. And just click those in, and it's all done. Easy peasy. Okay, so if we have a look at the rear now, it's all very similar. What is good is that you get support for a 140 as opposed to a 120. I mean, obviously you can stick a 120 in there if you want, but you know, bigger is better and all that. You have the vertical GPU mount on the full size case, which is very nice, and yeah, obviously it's a little bit wider as we saw at the front, but that's about it really. So what I'll do now is I'll show you the top of the cases. Inside the box you get a solid one, which we'll have a look in a second, but this is an optional extra which comes in the box. I prefer this because obviously top mounted radiator. And there's the mesh filter, so it's very nice. And it's very easy to take on and off. Just be careful when you pick up the case, don't try and pick it by the roof because otherwise it'll just pop off. And there's the solid one. It's very, very good, very sturdy, and obviously the filter is a bit bigger to accommodate for the footprint. Up here as well, you can't see, but there's a hole there for your custom loops. I'll also put up on the screen a couple of pictures showing you the AIO on the cases. They're both very similar, and they both cater for most needs. We've got a couple of USB Type 2, a couple USB Type 3. We've got a Type C in there. We've got a restart, a mic, and a headphone jack as well. Guys, so now we're going to take a look at the thermals. All the information is displayed on the screen as to what we tested, how we tested it, and also the configuration of the cases. Now, I'm not surprised, to be honest, because I've been using the compact for quite a while and I knew it was a capable case, and the Corsair cooler is very nice. So the compact and Define 7 are comparable when doing the video render. I think if the render was, say, half an hour, then I think there'd be definitely a bigger gap between the two, with the Define 7 winning. You know, as with Valley, that took 20 minutes to run, and it's about 5 degrees cooler, and that's what you expect because it's got extra capacity. So if you want to upgrade the fans like I did with the compact, so we had 4 case fans that were from Arctic, the P12s again, whereas I was using the stock fans from Fractal. They were bigger, but they're possibly not as good. So yeah, so that's basically the cases. They are very, very nice compared to like the previous generations. They're so grown up now. The materials which they're using are of really good quality. You get some cases and they're kind of, you know, like tin cans almost. But this is really nice. There's a lot of thought that's gone into it. I'm not too sure about the cooling of the cases. I think that's gone down a little bit with the design choices they've made. But as I said earlier, with the Define 7, you can open up the door if it's getting a bit warm in there. You don't have that luxury with the compact. But yeah, so I definitely recommend either case. And standard ATX, then definitely go for the full size. But the compact, just for a standard build, standard gaming build, is more than adequate, to be honest. If you you want to put a 280 in, you're gonna have to put it at the front. I'm not a fan at all, because I think it introduces more heat into the system. Your GPU temperatures go up, and I'm not really happy about that, to be honest. But yeah, both cases are great. This one cost me about 150, I think. That's pounds, and this one was about 90-95. I think this offers better value just for the average consumer. But if you're into your large cases, then 150 isn't unreasonable. So guys, as always, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.